These are all Goosebumps manuscripts. Why are these books locked?
Did you unlock a book?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I'll put it back where it belongs. Look, here it is. Look.
No, don't open it!
So we can talk about these Goosebumps.
Yes.
Yeah, look at you.
See, the fan, pull it closer so he can give you goosebumps.
I know. Look at him. That's just that's for effect right there. Look at that. Brought my props with me. The goosebumps on my skin right there.
Chicken skin.
I kind of got that tone. But Tommy, Tom, we talking about your shit.
We are.
Tommy been talking about this for so long. Ever since he saw the trailer for Goosebumps,
Yeah.
all he could say, that's my shit.
Yeah, I was excited. I was like the only person excited for that shit. Everybody else was like, oh, it's Pixels too.
Just like you were with Pan.
Yeah, you see how that turned out.
Yeah, I didn't see that shit for a reason no more.
Wait a minute, hold on. I got a haunted chat box right here.
Uh-oh.
Shit's talking on its own. I cut that shit off every time. But Tommy's like, yeah, man, Goosebumps. That's my shit right there. Tommy talking about, you know what? I was raised by Slappy. Slappy slapped me around a few times.
That's my uncle.
So adopted white uncle right there, Tommy. That's my boy right there. I raised him well. Yeah, Tommy. Tommy talking about that millennial stuff.
It is.
You know, everybody knows Goosebumps. Very, very popular series of children's horror books from the 90s.
Yes.
400 million copies sold worldwide. Yeah. They even say it in the movie.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's still going on. Like, he's still making Goosebumps.
Oh, man, it's about to continue after this movie makes millions
right.
because of people like you.
Yeah, he's never stopped. But it's kind of cut off in sections. It's like the original series, which is like 92 to 97. And that's the shit that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, and he's the Stephen King for kids.
He's Stephen King Jr. So, with the success of the books, it's only a matter of time before somebody said, let's Jumanji this shit.
Of course.
Let's bring all the creatures in the books to life.
Same studio that made Jumanji.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
God damn.
They gonna get Jumanji right at some point. Even if it's got to be Pixels or Goosebumps.
They were like, let's make a remake of Jumanji. Oh, but wait. We got Goosebumps as a property. Let's mash that shit up, and here you go.
Here you go. Spawned a TV show. Toys were marketed out of this. So why did it take so long for the movie? Well, probably because they said we got to wait for it when it's exactly right.
Yeah.
And some people are saying, you know what, the thing is kind of critic-proof, it's market-proof, people can go see it anyway. But nevertheless, for those who will listen to us, we're here to tell you whether the movie is actually good or not, regardless of whether it's going to make money or not. Right. And with this right here, now you say, what can they do with Goosebumps? I mean, there's so many books. What kind of story can they have here? And this one deals with a kid, Zach. And Zach is, for a kid who just lost his father, he's adjusting well. He's played by Dylan Mintel.
Minute.
And what's that?
Is it Minute?
Minute. I'm sorry, Dylan Minute.
Or Minette.
I see you're a big fan, Martin. And, he's adjusting well. He's moving for his mom's job. He's trying to be a cool kid. And he's a nice guy. But he's from the big city of New York. And he just wishes that the town that he moved to wasn't so small and boring. But things start to get interesting when his neighbor Hannah, played by Dea Rush, turns out to be the same age and kind of cute. And she also has a dad that says, you know what? You better keep your little horny ass away from my daughter. You little fuck.
He gets that point across very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yes, with extreme prejudice.
Hell yeah.
There's no wiggle room in what he says.
It's tight as fuck.
Stay the fuck away from my daughter.
Yeah, he look at it, keep your dick and the rest of your body over there. Hannah comes out, hey, get your ass in the house. You get the fuck back over there.
And when he tells you he will be this close to your face.
After staring at you for a little bit. But
think I'm playing?
Makes that very clear right there. However, when it looks like Dad might be a serial killer, Zach, along with his new nerdy best friend, they break into his home, and he turns out to be none other than Goosebumps writer R.L. Stine, played by Jack Black, whose monster creations are actually real creatures trapped in his books, and now they've been released to wreak havoc upon the town. And as I said, there are you're the expert here, Tommy. You're our resident millennial,
right?
There are over 60 books.
Yeah, in that original series, it's about I'd say maybe 40, 50. Yeah, might go to 60.
So we're about up to 60 books right now.
Yeah, but overall it's like over 100. But from like I said, that original series, about 60.
It's a lot of fucking books.
Tons of them.
Yes.
I'm curious, Tommy. Like when all the creatures are unleashed,
right?
Were there any that you were going like, man, I wish they had put him in there?
It was several, but it's certain ones that I'm happy that they did. Because me and Goodwin talked about this. There's certain ones that we were happy didn't get put in there because they need their own,
Oh, really?
They need to be featured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing with this is that with over 60 books, how do you fit that many creatures? And some books have multiple creatures. How do you fit them all into one movie?
Right.
I mean, shit, you can barely get a good movie out of one book sometimes. So how do you do that? I would say that they do pull it off. And that doesn't mean that the movie is good, doesn't mean it's bad. I would just say that, to my surprise, being able to pull off putting that many properties in one movie, they did.
Yeah, you have to admire that they I won't say took the chance. I mean, it took Jumanji, but it works more than it doesn't.
Yeah. And the reason why is because they planned this out. I would give it to them. They really did not go rushing into this just let's say, you know what, let's just dump a box of monsters on people's heads.
Right.
They actually went in and said, you know what, let's give certain creatures, the main ones that people recognize, let's give them their own set pieces.
Yeah.
And when they do that, they're able to actually, and it's not so bad, they're actually able to copy other properties and other characters, like the part with the gnomes.
Yes.
That is nothing but gremlins.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's gremlins. And I mean, really, they are.
We've seen that a million times, by the way. I hate to say it. It was in Tales from the Hood also.
I know. Tommy, you got to drop that shit, man.
Damn. Everything comes back to Tales
I know.
from the Hood.
Is there,
It's a classic, Mark.
Tommy, is there any tale that's not from the hood for you?
Not a one.
Tommy was saying that during Schindler's List.
I know. I hate to tell you. There was some hood in that tale right
You're
there.
not going to want to hear this.
Those Jews, that was in Tales from the Hood.
From the hood. I mean, a Jewish hood, but the hood. But with this, I mean,
It was
okay,
ghetto.
Gremlins.
In many movies, Gremlins include.
Tales from the Hood, they were just little black people.
Right.
And in this, they're just
Gremlins are little creatures.
gremlins.
Gremlins,
They're little gremlins with beards and hats.
Right.
And and right down to just being exactly like gremlins, bouncing around, giggling while doing completely fucked up things.
Yes.
Maybe they're friendly.
Not friendly. Definitely not friendly. I'm sorry.
See, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Just for no reason. Let's put Jack Black in a burning oven.
Right.
Once again, Schindler's List.
There you go.
That's it. Oh, goddamn.
Jesus, Martin. I really hope Jack Black is not Jewish, because that's going to be really insensitive.
Is, actually.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's not your fucking-
You worse than those fucking gremlins, Martin.
He's one of them.
You might as well be down there with
Wait a
them.
minute,
You don't
wait a
see
minute.
them.
How am I worse than the things that are actually trying to burn him just because I call it out?
Just because you
didn't have to
noticed that. We didn't see that shit. You're like, oh, man.
Yeah, but now that I pointed out, you can't not see it.
Look at those little Nazi gnomes about to burn this Jew right here. Look at that. Oh,
Mark
yeah.
just fucked that whole scene up.
Well, it was something kind of innocent, you know. Jesus Christ.
But on that note, the
no.
gnomes do try to hang somebody also.
Yeah, exactly.
They do try to lynch
They're
someone.
fucked up, man. Okay, these are the most racist ass gnomes you've ever
Really
seen,
know,
man.
yeah.
They trying to hang people,
Burn them in the oven.
trying to burn them in the ovens. You know, shit. Don't look like Jesus. They'll nail you to a cross. But they,
Forgive them, Father, for they know that. Ow! Stop!
yeah. They hate the fuck out of Jack Black. Huh? They must have really hated his last movie right there. So. But you know, with that scene right there, it's cool because you get to see that the monsters in there, they're not really, in my opinion, they're not really scary. I think that they're more threatening.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's kind of like, hey, look, unless you got a little bitch ass kid, we're not gonna traumatize them or anything like that. But we're not fucking around.
We're gonna push it just a little bit.
Well, they have to capture something of the spirit of the books, which are scary.
They are. Yeah.
And, if they're read to you as a kid, you ain't going to sleep that night.
That's what I hear. Yeah. I hear a lot of kids that they
me up.
Really,
kid,
yeah, man. Because I know I would read some of them, and it'd be like, okay, that was a cool kind of Twilight Zone book, and some would just be a straight up horror. Like it would end on a bad 70s note where I'm like,
and Martin was 45. Martin like, I gotta put this shit down.
Yeah, man. So sometimes the ghost would win, man. You'd be like, oh damn, that's the end of the book.
I can picture Martin just like after Reem take his glasses off, just.
Martin wake up in the middle of the night. GOOSEBUMPS! Wow, now you make me want to read them, man.
They're good.
They're worth going back to
read. Yeah, they're short. They're well written. R.L. Stein, he knows how to write a book that has every chapter ends in a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So you die to turn the next page.
Wow.
Yeah, they're no more than about 130 pages.
Yeah.
So you know what? Maybe I got it all wrong then. Maybe some kids, because I wonder, because I felt like it's not as scary as the books, because I know I've actually read one. It was the Blob that ate everyone.
Oh yeah.
And the Blob did eat some kids.
Oh yeah.
So, but see, you're not getting that here. That's why I'm thinking that this is more. They want to make sure that they don't scare kids. They want to make sure they get them money. Yeah. So they are not trying to actually have anything that's going to kill somebody here.
And they're trying to make sure they can make another one.
Exactly.
Oh, that
exactly. They are so safe about killing people. They even say the creatures in here can't kill them either. And everybody's safe. Don't worry about it. The reason I'm letting you know because that's kid friendly. But the thing that I feel bad about is that I talk some shit.
Yeah.
I talk some shit about your boy Slappy, and see,
we all did.
Yeah, we all did, and I want to correct myself because to bring up Slappy, you have to realize that the movie's also clever in the sense that there's a lot of genres that is able to apply to one movie, and I mean whether it's a kids movie or not, to bring homage and also do like kids versions of Hollywood creatures out there. This movie is able to do it. In some parts, it's like we told you, the gnomes of the gremlins. It's sci-fi horror in there. Yeah. There's 50s horror in there.
Yeah,
down to
aliens.
You got aliens in there. It's an homage to giant monster movies. Yeah. I mean, with the Blob, they straight up do an homage to Steve McQueen and everything in the movie where, the kids come in, there's a giant monster attacking the city, and everybody's like, oh, we don't believe you. Yeah. That's 50s shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, also the giant praying mantis.
Well, that's what I was saying.
One of my favorites.
It's like with the giant praying mantis, that's just that's strictly an homage to giant monster movies, man.
Are you okay? Everyone okay? It came out of nowhere.
Oh, fuck. You like, why the fuck did I write this motherfucker right here?
I don't remember writing about a giant green mantis.
That's like radioactive creatures, giant ants and shit from the 50s, man. I mean, the movie, I got to give it credit, it's really a lot more clever than it really should be.
Than you would think it was.
I mean, there's two saving graces to this movie because every time we saw it, we was like, it's Jumanji warmed over. It doesn't have the flavor of the Goosebumps books. It should have been more like a creep show kind of movie. But the two things that make it work is that, it's more clever than we ever expected it to be. And the number two thing is Jack Black. Jack Black is R.L. Stein. He's actually really funny and holds this together.
He is funny. There were times I thought that he was overdoing it just a little bit.
I mean, in the beginning, it's like he had to because that's what made it. Because if he played the real R.L. Stein, that wasn't going to work.
No, of course not.
He had to push it, being that overprotective dad or just being that pretentious writer who thought more of himself than he should have.
Mark, you don't have to be nice to him just because you want to put him in the oven. Don't backtrack now.
No. It was what I'm saying. So I'm like, you know what? Even when this movie is not living up to what it could be, I thought he was carrying it so often.
He is funny though. Yeah. I mean, he's more funny than more often he is annoying. But let me get back to talking about my boy Slappy. I want to apologize to Slappy personally right here.
Me too.
I want to. You too? Because
no, I don't. I respect Slappy. You know.
Nah, you talk some shit about Slappy
we
too.
talked about him being too handsome.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he is a little too, like when you read the book, Slappy's a little bit more beat up.
Yeah.
Because when they find, even the first time they find him,
Yeah.
he's been through some shit.
Yeah, you
Even on the
can't.
cover of the book, he's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't put no shit stains on his chin and on his nose
Yeah.
and say, "Oh, look, he's creepy now."
He's tarnished.
But I will say this: you mentioned the book.
Yeah.
My complaint was that Slappy should look scary, and then I went over to like the TV series where I said, "Yeah, now that's the Slappy you should be doing," and then I took a real close look and I said, that just looks like Conan O'Brien on a coke bender. You know, like Conan O'Brien did about 50 lines one night.
Yeah, that looks nothing like
Let's
that.
do the show now.
I don't know, man, because right there, that Slappy looks menacing. Like he's looking at you right now, like,
Motherfucker, what you say?
Yeah, Slappy about to slap a bitch right now.
Exactly. Do I need to come over there?
Yeah, but to be fair, in a way, I still think this is a little creepier. But to be fair, mainly because he just got those big ass eyes, you know.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the Slappy that we have in the movie is a little closer to the Slappy that's on the cover of the book.
I don't know. I think that Slappy somewhere between those two.
Yeah, and I wish they had made Slappy a little scarier, but I do understand why they didn't go that far because, as I said, paying homage to other
know what you're
Hollywood
about to say.
icons and
Yeah.
whatnot. Who is he?
Say Freddy Krueger? No? He's like a kid. I felt like, because what did he do? To me, that's what he was. He's like a kid Freddy Krueger.
Yes, you love Goosebumps.
What were you about to say?
Mark, who do you think I was going to
I don't know
say?
who you got to say, but I know it's going to be somebody who's like a sort of a leading man type.
Okay, maybe I'm fucked up. I was going to say Chucky.
Chucky.
That's too.
Nah.
No, man, no.
The old Slappy looked more like Chucky. than
No,
that
he
guy.
don't look like him, but look, he has the same thing as Chucky. Like, he's a doll, he's small, and he's a smart ass. What they do in the movies is they make Chucky... They
make Slappy.
I mean, I'm sorry, God damn it, Slappy. They make Slappy the central villain.
No, I thought that was great.
Yeah, I
like
did
the way
too.
they did
Because
that.
from the trailer we saw, they were going to make Slappy a bit player, but like making him the
He's
ringleader.
a leader, yeah.
And that's the one thing that I
Mastermind.
did. Yeah, we said, and we did criticize the trailer for that. Like, how you gonna make Slappy a supporting character,
Yeah, throw
just
him in
part of
the
the group?
background.
Yeah, just throw him in the background. He's an icon.
Yeah.
But no, Slappy is running shit in here. Slappy's the main one that tells Jack Black, "Motherfucker, lock me up in a book. I'll be damned."
All my friends in one place. I've been so happy. I don't want this day to end, and it doesn't have to.
He looks like a midget Fast and Furious right now.
In that Vin Diesel's car?
Like,
We're not friends. We're family.
Family.
still a little midget standing out there on the hood of a car.
Let's race.
But yeah, I love that they did that with Slappy, man.
As long as we get rid of Stein.
You know,
Man, it wasn't until halfway through the movie that I figured out it was Jack Black doing the voice of Slappy.
you didn't know that? I recognized that immediately.
It's like it did. That's when it clicked to me. I was like, wait a minute. It's like I had took my eyes off the screen and
Yeah.
heard him talking. I was like, hold on, that's Jack Black as both of them.
Yeah, you
the
couldn't
Invisible
tell?
Boy, too.
And yes, he is. Yeah, he's the Invisible Boy also, even though the Invisible Boy has a very small role. But I'll just let you see the movie and see what they do with that. But you could see, of course, at this point, we were asking, how can they put all 60 characters in one book?
Yeah.
Well, they just pretty much reduced most of them to a cameo.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, you can tell at this point they just said, all right, everybody come on now.
But to be fair, one thing I did like about this movie is that it's kind of like they went by popularity.
Yeah.
The most popular characters got featured more than the
Yeah.
folks that just were like, well, that was forgettable.
Who's the clown?
I've been spending all day trying to figure out who the fuck the clown was.
Yeah.
Still can't.
But I think you're talking like from the book.
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
story did
I
they
think it was
do?
the Funhouse one, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah,
Or Horrorland,
people,
Horrorland, rather.
I'm gonna tell you something. There gonna be some people out there who gonna want your favorite monster to be seen. You just gonna have to deal with a little cameo, because that's what
But I
happens.
feel like these aren't. But the pumpkin heads, I was a little upset that they
See,
put them to
I don't even know who. I didn't read Goosebumps. I don't
Yeah.
know who half these people are. I just knew that. Yeah,
It
you
was
know,
a few. I was like, "Come on, man! They deserved a little bit more."
And-
but my favorite wasn't featured, so I'm hoping that'll be in the sequel.
and those characters too. I mean, it's such a big crowd shot. That's what they said. They said we just got to do one big crowd shot, like a big high school photo.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
to
pretty
get everybody on the lawn, take a picture.
Say cheese.
If you don't show up now, you ain't in the movie. But and then you got some. What I love is that you have actors trying to soak up whatever little bit of screen time they got, man. They know they ain't there. They like people fighting on a jumbotron. Like, hey, like this fool right here. You don't even see that guy. But he's
I don't remember that guy at all.
But he's acting his ass off. He's like, yes, let's get Stein. Yes, I can apply my acting training to this.
I ain't gonna lie, you show that picture right there, and I want to find the book with each one of those 3 characters and read them.
Yeah, you know what? I saw that too. What's cool about it is that even though they're cameos and all these creatures are rushing by, I want to know what they do. Yeah. I mean, like
they
that.
Each have a story.
Like that Egyptian chick right there. Like, who is that? That Elvira-looking chick? I just want her Playboy spread, you know. Let that book come to life.
Better her.
Yeah, that's true. After January, ain't no nudity. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people want to see your favorite monsters, and I think that they did a cool thing. If the movie's successful, maybe they'll have spin-off with some of the creatures that you did not get a chance to see.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, come on, you don't want to spoil everything in one movie.
Because they left out some big ones. Like my favorite they left out, which is The Haunted Mask, and that's one of the more popular ones. And so I was looking for that, and I was like, okay, they ain't in there. Maybe they're saving that for something else.
Yeah,
I'm happy about that.
Yeah. No,
they got Tommy on the hook.
I know
they got me.
No,
Take all my money.
Tommy waiting to get goosebumps on his goosebumps. I'm telling you a lot of good things about this movie, and there are a lot of great things about this for being a horror flick for kids. Yeah. It's a lot of great stuff in there, and the movie moves quickly. They jump.
Oh man,
they don't waste no time.
Right. A joke here. Something happens. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
Escape.
But sometimes they move a little bit too fast for me, because when going into the movie, because I started reading some good reviews about it.
Yeah.
And I said, oh well, that's cool. They probably have some really cool explanation on how the creatures come out the book. Is it magic? Is it voodoo? Maybe there's an alternate dimension they come from. Looking like, damn, you suck.
You throw like a writer.
Could have killed you.
That was a terrible throw.
What are you doing here? Go home.
Not until you explain what's going on.
I can't explain it.
We were almost just eaten by Frosty the Snowman, so try.
Okay, look. When I was younger, I created my own friends. Monsters. Demons. To terrorize my neighborhood and all the kids that made fun of me. And they became real to me. And then one day, they actually became real. My monsters literally leapt off the page. As long as the books remain locked, we're safe. But when they open, well, you've just seen what happens.
That's it?
It's like, you know what? If you don't want to give it the answer, just say that.
It was a few things that I disliked about this movie, and the flimsy ass excuse to why all this shit was happening.
They would have been better off when he asked him saying, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah. I would have rather it had been a mystery. I'm like, that's it. You just believe so much. Even Zach is looking at him like, are you fucking serious? What?
Then they just kind of keep I think they know that, okay, I don't think people are buying this shit. Let's throw something else in there. A typewriter. Magical typewriter. Let's do it. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like, come on.
Making this shit
come
up
on, man.
Going.
It's like, look, I appreciate you getting things up and going real quick, but you just told me you didn't have a fucking explanation for this at all. You on deadline. You had to get that script in. It was just like, fuck it, man. They just come out his head because he believes. Turn that shit in.
Because he was lonely.
Yeah.
And angry.
They're like, oh, it's for kids. We're going to, encourage them to use their imagination. Imagination is magical. Like, nah, man.
No.
You just ran out of ideas.
Hey, kids, instead of shooting up that school, just write about the abominable snowman. He can destroy it for you.
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Don't come in here try to have no lesson about imagination and shit.
I wanted to murder a family. But I decided to write
So I created Jason Voorhees, and he came to life. Fuck you, man. Ain't nobody buying that shit. Get the fuck on out of here. And you know something? The movie, it gets lazy in a lot of areas like that. Did you notice that?
One thing I did notice.
Okay.
Let me get mine out.
No, what did you hear?
That car.
What about the car?
The car bothered me. Because first the car just pops out of nowhere. The one that Slappy drives and all that.
Yeah, the one
the Slappy mobile right there?
It's basically Christine. Yet it never really does
That's not in any book, by the way. That's what,
you just
sure? I don't think it is. That I know of, I don't think it is.
Slappy bought it.
It comes out of nowhere.
It comes out of a book.
How the fuck is he driving a car?
It didn't come out of a book. He stopped by the local dealer on his way out the book and got this shit and said, "Hey, you know."
And look, and I could have sworn the car was full sized, and in certain scenes, it's like not
Man,
so much.
That's always the case when they have a minuscule character.
Yeah.
That the scale goes up and down.
That is true. They never explain how Slappy's little legs are driving that car.
Yeah, he makes a joke about it,
makes
but
a
you
joke
like
about how he
still.
can't reach the pedals. But I got the impression that the car was alive because it came from a book. And he had that impression it was like Christine, where the car was its own entity.
Even had a haunted a license plate that said haunted on it.
I think that's from the show, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from the show.
Okay, so it's from somewhere.
Oh, yeah, it's from
So it's okay, right?
Yeah, I'll let it pass.
Okay, you let it go now.
Yeah, I'll let that one go.
Movie just went up a grade for you. Here's the shit that really got to me, and I know both y'all saw this. You had to question this. So in the movie, Jack Black makes it clear. Everywhere I go, my books, they fuck up everything, and I gotta hide. I gotta keep moving. I can't even let people know I'm in town.
Right.
So why does he dedicate his magic typewriter, a typewriter that makes creatures come to life, to the local high school?
That
Exactly.
was number 3. It was.
Yeah.
Why he's trying to hide?
Yeah. While he's hiding, and his daughter doesn't even go to that school.
Yeah.
They make a point of saying she's homeschooled.
Yeah.
So why was he donating his typewriter to the school?
Yeah, exactly. I don't. That was something that
threw me off too. Like, this isn't even your school, so why would you
That's
do
fucking
that?
lazy, man.
Why
It's
wouldn't you
like-
just bury that motherfucker, throw it in the ocean or some
Keep
shit?
it, keep it in a safe because you might need it at some
Oh,
point.
that, yeah.
It could have been. You didn't have to put it in a school.
Yeah, that was very. It's questionable.
They could have had to. They could have had to get back into the house to get the typewriter or something.
But there was a dance, and of course, with the characters got to show up to the dance at some point.
Yeah, man. You know. If there's a dance in a movie, that's where everything has to have the climax.
Yeah.
I know.
It's very obvious.
But it's too. I mean, it's so obvious. I mean, a kid would look at that and be like, "Why the fuck is he putting this typewriter there?"
To me, the big question is the comedy relief friend. Are those his real teeth, or are they prosthetic?
Man,
chiclets.
Yeah.
Man, you talking about Ryan Lee as Champ. Look, man, I ain't gonna talk about Champ because I remember talking about Ryan Lee is the actor that plays the nerdy friend.
Yeah.
And a lot of the comedy in the movie comes from his comic timing.
does.
That kid, I said, and I was like you, Martin. I was like, his fucking teeth bother me. I can't stand this kid.
I just kept thinking, please tell me they aren't real. Like they're like Neville Longbottom in the Harry Potter movies. Where you're like, here, put these fucked up teeth in because you had them when you were young, and we want to keep it consistent.
Hey, kid,
It's totally real.
all right, you whatever money you get from Goosebumps, you need to get an orthodontist. What is that
Orthodontist.
shit? Orthodontist. Get some surgery done.
You know what's funny? I looked at the characters in here, which they all. That's one thing about it too. The kids, I thought.
Well, hold on, because I don't know if did you like Champ? Because I was going to show people how funny Champ is in the movie.
I liked him. I mean, look, I liked the actor. The material they had for him was about 50-50. But he did the best he could with what he was given.
I love a kid who plays our character who is confident.
Yeah.
And their cowardice.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's
Proud of that shit.
Proud of that shit. He's pretty much don't hide it. He's pretty much Daffy Ducking this shit.
I'm stuck. Go on without me. Save yourself. Okay, good luck.
That motherfucker's gone. Look at
He's legitimately running.
He looks like Forrest Gump right there.
Usually that's reserved for the black character, but there were none in this movie.
He didn't try to hide that shit at all. He's like, yeah, good, I'm out.
And that made for some of the funnier moments in the movie. It's just him just like, man, fuck this shit.
Be the lookout.
Yeah.
And you're right, man. And we didn't show people his teeth, but god damn, that top jaw was across the street before he was.
Looks like a Family Guy character.
He's like that kid that was in Super 8, and This Is 40, the one that looks like a little Tom
He is
Petty.
in. No, that's him.
Oh, that's him?
That's him.
That's him.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Apparently his teeth grew before he did.
Oh, well. Well, at least it's only relegated to one kid.
That curse isn't spread around crowds of other
Shit,
children.
that motherfucker got
Damn, that's him.
Oh,
he got a
man.
mouth like the alien. You know?
Yeah.
he got teeth within the teeth and shit.
He looks like just like a fucked up little kid, though, right?
Yeah.
Come to find out that he's older than the main character is.
What?
And I thought that motherfucker was like
I was gonna
30.
say, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, little Logan Lerman.
Yeah, I
is
know.
what I call him.
With the main kid, Dylan Minette, when it's like, well, I'm 17, I can't move out. I was like, bullshit. Yeah, you were 17 4 years ago.
No, legitimately, yeah.
And this kid?
Yeah, Bugs Bunny is actually he is older than the main character.
God damn, man.
He's from Austin.
He is?
Yeah.
He is.
Okay.
The local.
All right. He's the one that
We
took.
got him. We got Scoop McNair.
Okay. Scoot McNair? Okay, he's from
John
Austin?
Hawkes? Yeah.
Okay, he's the one that took a bite out that building there.
I guess only handsome we got is Matthew McConaughey. So I'll let you go get that off.
Yeah, because apparently we got leprechauns and
Yeah.
fucking rabbits coming out of Austin. Shit.
Hybrids of both.
Yeah, right there.
Oh man, that kid he could eat corn on the cob without opening his mouth.
That is a show.
Yeah, he could put corn and cob in his mouth and like, leave this kid alone.
Oh, that's so funny. It's the same kid.
God damn. Can you?
Martin just named the 2 movies that I know him from. I'm like, no, Martin, I'm sorry to tell you.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
How can you be making this much money and not go and get that fucking jaw fixed, man?
Trying to make that shit a
But
trademark.
you know what? This is like when you have a fat comedian
Yeah.
and they lose weight. It's like, you lost what was funny about you, man.
How many other funny actors do you know with a mouth like that?
Right?
Like, you know?
He tried to get some implants and that shit just went all wrong.
Went awry.
Went awry.
Well, don't worry, you'll grow into it.
No. Apparently those teeth those teeth are always being 10 steps ahead of you, man. But you know something? He's great in the movie. I'm telling you, he's the lot of the humor that's in there. He is the cause of it. But you know, I will say this about the film that also gets on my nerves is that there's a part in the middle where, as they're going from place to place, it's just loud. They're screaming, and that Danny Elfman music is playing. Danny Elfman
I'm
did
so
the
happy
music
to hear
for
that.
this.
Yeah, I want to talk about the music, but you go.
Yeah, you know what? If you didn't hear it, I'll play you a little bit of it. Danny Elfman, so Danny Elfman, great composer.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that he was the one that did this.
But you know that's bad Danny Elfman.
Yeah, it is.
You know, Danny Elfman from back in the 80s when he was doing Pee-wee's Playhouse and
80s,
Beetlejuice.
early 90s,
Yeah.
Danny Elfman.
Right, now I remember.
Get us out of here!
I was like, shut the fuck up between, because Danny Elfman music sometimes it sounds like an orchestra on a trampoline. You know, kind of.
Isn't it fitting that it would be like these books are from that time?
Well,
No. That's my point. That was the thing that I love the music in this movie.
I didn't have a
love
problem
that
with it.
shit. But you know why?
Why?
This movie is nostalgic for me, of course, from the books, but also from the way it's made. I feel like it's made like a movie, a kids movie in the early 90s.
It really is.
Down to the music. Yeah, and that's what I love most about this movie. I'm like, this is kind of a throwback. And that music, it's bombastic as fuck. It comes in, you're like, okay, that would be over the top now. But back then, that would fit in perfectly. And for a movie like this, even the way it's directed, I feel like it fits that score perfectly.
Yeah, there's little elements like that make me feel like, okay, this is what the Goosebumps TV show would have been
if it had the budget.
Yeah, if it had
Exactly, yeah.
if there was any money put in it.
Which it was not.
That's a good point that you make. That
Yeah.
is this a throwback to that because it does feel like a 90s movie.
Yeah.
A good 90s movie.
Yeah, that's what I like most about it, actually.
Yeah, it feels like a 90s movie, or it feels like a version of those 90s movies that they couldn't get right.
Yeah.
Jumanji being one of them.
Yes, that's the main one.
Small Soldiers being another
Yeah,
one.
that's another one.
And it's like it took 2 decades to get this shit correct.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is why, I was thinking, man, okay, I can let the music go. If people like it, I don't know, it just sounds like some shit that Danny Elfman would pull out from the trash bin of his computer and make. I mean, he shits this kind of music out.
Yeah,
Maybe-
I like to feel that they did that purposely. Maybe they
Okay.
didn't, but I feel like they did that purposely
It's
to
almost
make it
like he looked at it and said, like, this is what this needs.
exactly to get
Okay.
across the point. Like, see, it's kind of a throwback, so let's just go all the way with it.
But I will say this is that for all the things I'm talking about that are flaws in there, the movie moves so fast. And it is so entertaining and funny sometimes that those lazy moments, those bad moments, they outweigh. I'm sorry, the good outweighs those moments right there, because with this, one of the main things that I really admired about this is the humor and the comedy, and not just the slapstick like that kid Ryan Lee was doing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that they actually have moments in here where they are able to walk the line between kids' humor and adult humor without doing gross out stuff, without doing like, here's a little sexual innuendo for the adults out there. No,
Right,
it's
no pop culture references.
Right.
It's all about, it's sometimes it's literal, It's self-referential
Right.
to the property, to the books, and even with other people who enjoy writers. A lot of Stephen King references in this.
Yeah, it seems like whoever wrote this made notes like, okay, don't throw any pop culture references in. Let's just try to make this as genuine as we possibly can. And I think they succeed in that.
Yeah, I mean, if it had those things that I talked about, that I complained about, had been tighter, this would have been great. But because they kind of dropped the ball and just had those really lazy moments where, I mean, we're talking about lazy moments that could have been easily fixed. I mean, for a movie about writing,
It comes to a point where they don't give a
they
fuck.
could have wrote that much better.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a matinee. I mean, and I'm giving it a fun matinee, especially considering that it's Halloween. This movie captures Halloween for kids. We haven't had a good Halloween movie like this for kids in a while. It's
Hocus
not great.
Pocus was ours, so I think this is
Nightmare Before Christmas was mine.
okay.
So.
Yeah, I think this would be like, if kids can appreciate this, it would be the kind of Hocus Pocus.
All right. Well, what'd you give it then?
Oh, I give it I would say a little full price.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, it is lazy as shit. It does come a point to where it basically says, hey, this is Goosebumps, man. What do you want? What do you want from us? And you just have to either go with it or don't. And usually, most people would go with it because it's that fun. It's a fun movie. So, yeah, man, I enjoyed this. The nostalgia for me, if you're a kid of the 90s like I am, and you read these books, you'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Because it's actually a twist in this movie, sort of a twist that if you read the books, you will catch immediately.
Actually, if you've never read anything, you catch that twist.
But you know what? The thing about it is, I thought that time, like, okay, this is obvious already, even because I didn't even remember it until after I saw the movie. And I'm like, but movies these days, they don't do that. They don't even, they don't even bother to do that.
Yeah.
They actually did. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Okay, you have to tell me what that twist is because I didn't see it.
It's not really a twist. You've seen enough movies. It's not a twist for you.
Okay, all right. Maybe I did see it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Martin.
For me, it's a regular matinee, and like a lot of positive things, everything we brought up, and the fact that it surprised me. I was like, wow, it's so nice when you see a trailer and you go like, man, I don't know about this, and only to see like, no, there's a lot of good stuff that they didn't show you, and it's only unfortunate that by the time they get to the third act, all the cleverness kind of goes out the window. It's just a bunch of running around, loud sounds. It turns into what so many of these things are. And I was noticing, like, yeah, it's not even really funny anymore. And there's no reason for them to not keep that going. It's just kind of inconsistent. Even in the middle, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of more jokes that aren't hitting like they should. But it is very entertaining. If you have any affinity for Goosebumps, you should see it. You'll have a great time. And yeah, it's a good Halloween movie.
Yeah, I think it's a great Halloween movie. And speaking of which, for a Halloween film, I mean, look, take the kids to see this. I mean, kids don't want to see it anyway, but adults, we just took Halloween from kids.
Oh, they snatched
Hell
that
yeah,
shit.
they didn't know what to do with it.
They did candy. Fuck your body away. That's unhealthy.
Yeah.
We're just gonna dress up like sluts and just get drunk and see what happens.
We turned Halloween into just one big porn holiday,
We
man.
did. Debauchery.
For this
That's
one,
what it is.
just for one weekend, just give Halloween to your kids. You can have it back.
That's
Hey,
it.
look, just for one night.
Look, an hour and a
between
half.
6 and 8 p.m.
There
They
you
get
go.
they get to go trick or treating and do their thing, get their candy,
Take 'em to a
and then
movie.
we put them in the house and we get out there and have our orgies.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
A key party.
And then exactly. And mom and dad can get back to being the biggest whores and porn stars in the world until it's just for the kids a little bit. Just a little bit. And don't take them to the movie dressed like some skank ass witch or something,